So most people probably have never heard of a man by the name of Gilbert Stuart. He was an 18th century American portrait artist, but I'll bet you that you actually own one of his masterpieces. It can be found right on the dollar bill. You see, Stuart was born in Rhode Island, and he was something of a prodigy, producing his first formal portrait at the age of 12. And in 1796, he was commissioned to do a portrait of George Washington. The demand was great, and Stuart was in deep debt. And so he decided to capitalize on it. And he interrupted his work on the piece to make copies of what he had completed, selling it for an astronomical sum of $100 a piece, which is a lot of money at the time. That image of George Washington became so popular and so widespread that eventually it was adapted and used on the $1 bill. But if you've ever seen the original painting, which is now hanging in Boston's Museum of Fine Arts, you'll find something exceedingly striking. Most of the canvas is empty. There's only one small corner featuring Washington's face is completed. Gilbert Stuart never went back to finish it. And to this day, it's still considered one of the world's greatest unfinished masterpieces. So the next time that you open your wallet, consider this. You possess one of the world's greatest unfinished masterpieces, and it will fetch you exactly $1. An unfinished masterpiece, great work left undone, is what Jesus is talking about in today's gospel. As he continued his long walk to Jerusalem, his final journey to his death, Jesus told the crowds traveling with him, if you really want to follow me, know what you're getting into. There will be crosses. There will be suffering and heartache, sacrifice and pain. Be prepared to turn your back on the things you love, including your family and the life you're leading now, to be my disciples. Open your eyes, he said. Act as if you're building a tower. Calculate the cost. Measure what will be required. Otherwise, you may lose heart and walk away from it. The work you are undertaking, that we are undertaking, may eventually end up incomplete, like an unfinished masterpiece. This time of year, September, is a great new time for new beginnings. The kids are returning back to school, and college students are heading back to their dorms. Life begins to return back to its routines and habits, rituals and patterns. And the gospel takes this opportunity for us to take stock, to calculate the costs, to make better choices. Ultimately, our lives are very much like Gilbert Stuart's painting, works in progress, waiting to be completed. Much of the canvas is empty. Christ's challenge to us is this: don't let your great work go unfinished. Cover the canvas of your life with bold and courageous colors. Fill it with faithfulness and prayer and obedience. Live a life of sacrifice, humility, and love. Renounce what possessions possess you: addictions, material comforts, ambition, selfishness, and pride. Each of us is a great unfinished masterpiece. And by God's grace, may we all finish the great work he wants us to do.